Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be tackling an FTP test called a ramp test in Zwift. I'm going to explain to you exactly why I'm doing an FTP test, how I'm going to use it to help structure my Ironman training, and before all of that I'm going to a bike fitting to get my Canyon Speedmax set up to my body type, my size, and my riding position. So how does the ramp test work? The test will start at a low wattage, at probably about 100 watts. It will then increase a set amount every single minute. The idea is that you keep pedaling, increase in power, until you hit exhaustion and you can't pedal anymore. At that point, when you can't maintain that target wattage, that's when the ramp test will stop, and Zwift will gather that data and work out what your FTP is. So before we get into the ramp test, I'm going to show you some footage from my visit to Bike Fit Labs in Worthing with Simon, and he completely set me up. We spent about 4 hours there working out exactly how I should be fitted to the TT bike. And the moment I got back home and started riding, it completely changed how riding that TT bike felt. So I wanted to share this with you first, and then we'll get into the ramp test.
So have you ever had a bike fit before?
I've never had a bike fit before.
So what you do first off is once pumped your toys up and I've lifted your bike off, have a chat, find out what it is you want to do, how you want to do that. Then we're going to look at your flexibility. Okay. So that's really going to govern what we can and can't do on the bike fit. This thing is designed to go fast in a straight line, very fast. So it doesn't handle particularly well. Yeah. Or it does handle though if you know how to ride it, but it feels very wobbly. Get out and ride it. So that when the day comes, lots of people go, well, I'm only going to ride it on race. Then you get on it and then you go and you realize, fucking hell, on my quid, this feels horrific. And if it's windy and it's 10B as well, so there's going to be lots of up and there's going to be lots of down, you want to know what the bike feels like and how to handle it, because you don't want to be finding out where the limit is. Secondly, it's got carbon rims, which means that the first time you ride that outside and go to brake, you'll go, I don't think the brakes are working properly, I need to take it. It's those rims and those brakes.
Right.
If it gets wet, plan your braking about a month in advance. What's quite interesting is that you've got high arches. We'll probably possibly take a look at some FootBalance later for you. I think it'll be a game change. We'll come on to that when we get there. Okay. So I think you can stop now. So what I was noticing there is that as you come now, the pressure's no longer on your arches and they're collapsing inwards. It needs to bend forward, but what I want you to do is just to roll them down. Yeah. And until you feel your quads or your hamstrings. Straighten your legs up for me, give me a coin. There you go. And not roll through your thoracics. See what you might be a bit stiff in the back. So what happens is when you're on a road bike, you're in a kind of position that's quite open. So we want to try and keep you, but just by the position of the time trial bike, you're closing off your diaphragm. So it's going to make difficulty breathing at best. You're going to have your knee coming up into this position anyway, which is going to make it even worse. And then somebody decided that it'd be really aero if we squeeze your chest off and try and get you into this. So of course you're then compressing your chest, so you can't open your chest up to get airing. So you kind of got like a triple whammy. So we need to get you into a comfortable position. So just go check your internal and external knee rotation, or hip rotation I should say. No pain or discomfort there. Well done, buddy. No pain or discomfort there at all. You'd see hip mobility is pretty good. Just let me drive. There you go. Yeah. So you could probably do a bit of work on those hammies, I'm going to put my hand on your lower back, your glute, and your hamstring, and we're just going to try test your posterior chain. So just keep this leg straight, but pick it up for me. There you go. You've done that before, haven't you? Back down and totally relax. So you're going hamstring, lower back, and then glute. And what we want it to do is obviously when you're lifting your leg up, we want this big muscle to do the grunt work. The back's really there for stabilization, but you're using that in conjunction with the hamstring. So what we've got is we've got some lines here. So I'm going to centralize the lines on here, and then it'll give me the back of the shoe position. So what we're looking to try and do here is find the perfect position for your cleat. So what's quite interesting is your met heads are in two different positions. Not too much, but one's, because one foot's slightly bigger than the other. You've done a really good job on your cleats. One of them's almost perfect. Realign your cleats and get them into position A. We've got a cleat jig there that we use to make sure that I can get them turned in. So I think they might be ever so slightly toe out.
Yeah. It shows how much thought needs to go into these things. Those sort of 1% changes stack up and make quite a big difference on the day of a race, don't they?
Absolutely. And you know, so we did Fred Wright just before Christmas, and sorry, just before New Year, and he came 9th at Paris-Roubaix. And the thing is that if you can get just a few things better, he might go from being 9th to being on the podium. So that's a really thin, non-sort of by FootBalance, and there's a carbon plate in there, and we're going to heat that up. Yeah, we talked about the windlass mechanism earlier. The main difference between the FootBalance ones and some of the other ones is that you're going to be molded in the windlass mechanism, so your arch is going to be at its highest point. So I'll trim those down to match your shoes. So when the time comes, what I want you to do is I want you to come and stand up like this.
Yeah.
Keep your head forward, and all I need you to do is relax. And I'm going to lift your feet up one at a time.
Okay.
And pop them onto the inserts. Just because I'd much rather they were a bit bigger and we cut them down instead of.
Oh yeah. No, they feel fantastic.
Do you feel the support in your feet now? They feel planted.
These feel fantastic, mate.
The higher the cadence is, the more. So to do with fast twitch and slow twitch muscles.
Yeah.
So if you're doing a low cadence, believe it or not, that's what your slow twitch or your fast twitch muscles like. So it's explosive power. Right. So endurance likes you to spin. Yeah. Now the benefit of that is that easier gear faster, so power is force times velocity. An easier gear spinner, you can hit the same watts. Yeah. But it takes less toll on your legs. Really good. There you go. So if that was a straight line, my geometry is telling me that's 180 degrees. So it's measuring that angle. It's measuring that angle. We want it to measure that angle, but it's telling me at the moment it's at 40 degrees. So you're right down at the bottom end of where we want it to be. We want it to be somewhere between 138 and 152 degrees of length edge. What we're going to do is we're going to put you up and up and up until you go, oh, actually, that doesn't feel very comfortable anymore, or I'll spot something wrong with your pedal stroke.
Makes sense.
Then what happens, we'll have a top. We know where we started, so we don't want to go any lower than that.
Yeah, yeah.
And then what we'll try and do is bring it down until we find this magic space where it switches on. Right. And therefore, hopefully, that's where you're start going to get a little bit more biomechanically efficient.
That certainly doesn't feel like I'm too close to it.
Is it more comfortable than a road bike? I'm not sure. Is it quicker than a road bike? Absolutely. Yeah. So I think that's probably where you'll get the biggest bang for your buck.
Got it. For those of you that are new here, I have goals this year that involve a marathon in Brighton, Ironman in Swansea, the half, and a full Ironman in Wales. And so I'm doing an FTP test so my workouts can get structured through Zwift in prep for the Ironman that's coming up. What is an FTP test? FTP stands for Functional Threshold Power. It is your maximum estimated power output that you can sustain for about an hour. Why do we need this? It serves as a key metric for training zones. It allows you to measure various fitness improvements through various tests like 20-minute intervals and ramp tests. And just reading up on it now, the FTP calculation is an algorithm that takes your average power from the last minute or similar final effort and multiplies it by a percentage, around 75%, to estimate your FTP. Luckily, Zwift offers specific FTP testing through workouts like the ramp test. The ramp test is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to do most of my Ironman training on Zwift. This is why finding this threshold max is really important, because all of my workouts on Zwift from this point onwards will be structured around the data that's gathered during these ramp tests. It reflects your physiological limit, where lactate starts to accumulate rapidly, and in turn will allow Zwift to structure workouts and categorize riders. These ramp tests aren't going to be easy. In fact, they're designed to be horrible and take you to your limit. So I'm getting myself ready for a pretty hard workout. I have done a lower body workout this morning, so I might be a little bit weak there. But the beauty about these tested workouts is that you can pick it up again in a few weeks' time, see if you've improved at all. And if your numbers change, your workouts will be changed accordingly as well.
Okay, here we go. God, this is going to suck so much. Here we go. Actually a bit nervous. Okay, that was tough. I do feel like I could do a better job with that though, but for now I think that's fine. I need to, what's going to be good about that is that'll set all of my threshold workouts at a much higher level. And that's a great benchmark to start with. I'll maybe do another one in a month's time, and my quads and my legs go before my heart rate goes. So that's interesting. I don't know if that's normal for everybody. Love to know in the comments what your guys' experience is with that. Because running, the main thing that goes for me is obviously the heart just gets jacked well before the legs start to ache. So it's a different feeling to have the legs going before the heart rate gets spiked. I have my main focus on Brighton Marathon in April, and then Ironman Swansea is in July. Ironman Wales, full Ironman, is in September. I've also booked a couple of triathlons in between the marathon and Ironman Swansea, just to get used to the transitions and stuff, because it's all very new to me. If you're into triathlons, if you're into Ironman or running or anything, please leave comments. I'd love to know your guys' experience, what you're doing, any tips I will happily take. Hope you enjoyed this content and video. If you did, please subscribe, give this video a like, and I'll see you next week.